Hello everyone, welcome to the Planto Media. In this video, we are going to discuss what you need to do after submitting your application form to any tertiary institutions in Ghana. Yes, these are randomly asked questions that what do I have to do after submitting my application form? I'm going to give you a breakdown of almost everything that you have to do after submitting your form. Without wasting much time, follow me and let's get into the video. Now, the first thing on my list is you have to accept or you have to check your submission and confirm your submission. So you have to check and confirm that yes, your submission is true. You have to check that the school's portal and see that your submission has been confirmed and everything is intact, and you received a confirmatory email or message telling you that your application has been sent. Once again, you have to make sure you save a copy of the application, as I said in my previous video about anything you have to know before applying to any tertiary institutions in Ghana. Please, if you have not watched that one, kindly check it out. So you have to make sure you save a copy of your submitted admission form, and then you have to save your reference number. See, every applicant has a reference number. The same reference number will be used when admission is out in order to assess whether you have gotten admission or not. So you have to make sure that you save or you copy and save that reference number given to you. Now, the next one is you have to check your application status regularly. So you have to make sure you always check whether you have gotten admission or how your admission process is ongoing. Because mind you, all the schools release the admission list differently. And then even within a school, they release the admission list for particular programs differently. So you have to make sure you constantly check your portal, your admission status to see whether you have gotten admission or whether maybe they have given you a notification to correct something or upload something on your admission status. So you have to make sure that you constantly check your admission status to know that yes, everything is intact or whether you have gotten admission or not. The next one is we have to prepare supporting documents. Supporting documents are very important. Yes, I know those supporting documents, most of them you use them in your online application. But in most cases, especially some programs that require interviews, you will need them. So you have to make sure you prepare your supporting documents. These supporting documents include your WASI result. But as I said, if you don't have WASI results, any of your results, if you're an international student, the results that you are coming with, you have to make sure you prepare it. The next one is passport size pictures. So you have to get your passport size pictures, and the passport size pictures you have to get the one that is required by the school that you are going. I mean the background. Every school and the background color that they want. So you have to make sure you read from your school's website to know the particular one they prefer, and then you get it ready. The next one is your birth certificate or any national identification. Some of the schools actually require the birth certificate, so you have to make sure you make it ready together with your national ID. Some schools, maybe national ID is fine. Whichever way, you have to make sure you get them ready. And then another one is your transcripts. So, as I said, transcripts will be needed for your interviews. Those courses that will require you for to come for an interview, they will need your transcript from your senior high school. You have to get them ready, and you have to also get your proof of payment of application. So you have to get them something to prove you that yes, you apply to the school and all that. So these are some of the supporting documents. But in some cases, there can be some more supporting documents. Maybe you have some other documents you think that it will help you in your application process. Why not get them ready whilst you are waiting for your admission? Now, the next on my list is check your email and SMS often. Very important. Check your email and SMS often. Because as I said, most of the schools they interact with the applicant through email and then SMS. So you have to be checking it regularly, especially if uh, you are you are waiting for you are waiting to be called for an interview, like the program that need requires interview. You have to be checking your email regularly because every school and then the time they release it. So I remember once again, when I was coming to school, a friend of mine lost the opportunity to get into has University of Health and Allied Science Medical School because the person didn't check the email. They sent the email about 2 weeks ago. The time he realized that they actually sent him an email to attend an entrance exam and an interview. At that time, they have already finished with the process, and it really affected him. He had to wait for another year. So, yeah, as an applicant, you have to make sure you check your emails regularly and your SMS regularly for your interview message or any interactions that the school wants to have with you as part of your admission process. Then the next one is you have to start preparing financially. Very important. You have to start preparing financially. Prepare financially because most of the schools here, like it requires money. Everything about the school requires money, especially if you are going in as fresh. Even if you take aside the admission fee, your accommodation fee, you have to buy a lot of things a fresher you need before you can start the school. And I'm going to do another video on everything you need as a fresher to start a tertiary life. So you have to make sure you prepare financially. Why do you have to prepare financially? These are some of the things. Admission fees, which is composed, you have to pay it. So in most schools, I think from level 200 going, you can pay your fees in batches. Maybe pay first 30%, 50%. But for admission fee, you have to pay it in bulk. You have to make sure you prepare for that. The next one is your accommodation fee. You have to make sure you have your accommodation fee. Some of the schools they have the accommodation fee on campus and other expenses. So you have to make sure you prepare that money for it. And then the next one is you have to explore scholarships if the need be. Please, if you think that you cannot get all those money at once, and then you think that your results can help you get scholarships, or you think that you can write letters around for people to support you, don't hesitate. Kindly go ahead to get that done. The most important thing is that at the end of the day, if the admission is released, you have the money to pay for the admission fee and then your accommodation fee. Two very important things. The next on the list is research accommodation. Research about accommodations in the school. Very important. As I said, some schools like UCC, KNUST, UAS, like most of the tertiary institutions around, they have accommodations on campus, but not all of them are enough. Trust me, not all of them. Like UCC, for example, this year 2025, most of the freshers didn't get the opportunity to stay in the school's accommodation or the school's halls or the hostels. They had to move to the private hostels. So you have to make sure you research about it even before the admission is released. You have to pay just after you get admission, or you can wait for some time for the school to give you the accommodation. Whichever be the case, you have to make sure that you have where you are going to sleep before you go. You have to make sure you have whether the school will be able to provide you with the accommodation, or you have to start looking for your private because it's very competitive. Most of the schools, their accommodation is very competitive. So you have to make sure you secure your accommodation even before things get late. Then the next one on my list, last but not least, is you have to get mentally and academically ready for school. Yes, I know some of us, like me, for example, before I came to school, I stayed in the house for like 2 years. I know somebody watching me stayed in the house for a year or even just that 3 month interval after senior high school. A lot of things went in there, and then your mind is no more with academics or mentally not ready for academics. So you can start reading some things around your field or your program of choice, and then you can start reading about tertiary life, university life, what people are doing, read about roommates, because you're going to meet all sorts of people, read about temperament, all sorts of people that you don't know or they are from different parts of the world. So you have to make sure you get mentally ready for anybody you're going to meet, and then academically ready. If you do that, you are ready to go. Now the next one I'll talk about, you have to wait for your admission. Wait for the admission release. Just relax. So if you do all these things, just relax. Gradually the admission will start coming. So just wait for the admission release. And as I said, every school releases their admission differently. So you can be maybe asking friends, have you heard this releasing? Or you can be checking the school's website to see if they have actually released. Once they release it, you get a notification. The last one on my list is confirm acceptance. That is very important one. You have to make sure after getting admission, you confirm your acceptance. If you confirm it, that's when the school will see like, oh, okay, this person confirmed it, means that he is now a student of this institution. But if you don't confirm your acceptance, the school will be like, oh, the guy or the lady doesn't like the admission that we have given him or her, so we have to just cancel it and give it to some pending individual. So once the admission is released, you have to make sure you confirm acceptance. That means that yes, the individual is ready to come to school. After confirming your acceptance, you have to proceed, pay your admission fee, and then start preparing for school. I think this is what you have to do after submitting your application form to any tertiary institutions in Ghana. Once again, I wish you all the best. If I've already applied to any of the tertiary institutions in Ghana, I wish you all the best. If today is your first time, kindly like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.